What if you could have your heart's deepest desire? The divine power to transform your life for the right price. An eye for an eye. Flip for a crown. Wretched mortality for glorious eternity. Rise with me. For who can stop a god?
Hello everyone, we're back with more Vecna Eve of Ruin. Sorry, I had to set things up real quick. Holy crap, we have so many people. Usual stuff. Let me go ahead and get that done. Real quick, but we're here. Hold on. Let's see. Let's get into our usual announcements, starting now. Oh wow, holy shit. Hi people. Starting with Patreon. Patreon.com/World of Null, where you can support our ongoing projects, such as our homebrew D&D content, art for NPCs, and art for players. We're going to be starting up our next project. I'm probably going to say, like, late this month, because it's the holiday season. People are going to be busy. But it is going to be the College of the Threads Tailor, which is a condensed but effective version of the Tailor class that you have seen Lapis play in Royal Flush. So we're very excited for that one. That's our next project coming up. Then, of course, we have Coffee. It's the best way to support me and the channel over subscriptions. I don't use them too much, but Coffee is a way for instant and direct support. So if you do that, that is much appreciated. And then, theoretically, if we were to get so many of those, we wouldn't have to run ads or anything like that. And then, of course, our last thing is, of course, Throne. It is a good way to support me and the channel. There's lots of fun stuff on there, especially during the Christmas season. But right now, our current goal is funding a high-quality commission of Asmodeus. So we're very excited about that. So, yeah. Now let's go ahead and say hi to the crazy kids.
More like the sad kids today.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, you're all crazy.
I was
I
crazy
used
once.
to be. Dang it, Johnny!
I'm sorry.
I'm crazy now because of that.
I was crazy once. They put me in a rubber rat, filled with rooms.
They put you in
And
a
I
Turned
hate
you into a
rooms,
marionette.
And rooms make me crazy.
Fair enough. Yes, welcome back,
They
everyone.
turned me into a rat.
Welcome
rubber
back
rat.
to Eve of Ruin.
Yep.
Let's see who's gonna recap us today.
What? No.
Oh, I guess you don't want inspiration.
I've never been inspired in my life once.
There's a
Echo,
lot of things.
what happened last
How
time?
dare you?
Is there, Zach saying, is there a throw-in option for group player therapy? Yeah, it's called, give me money. And I'll be nice to them.
Look, all right.
A
Last
lot happened to
session,
you, especially.
we went back to the Sanctum. Oh, I'm glad that text is there to remind me what it's called. Um, we went back to the Sanctum, and after some pretty interesting revelations, it was revealed that there is a mole amongst us. Blanche informed us. However, we do not know their identity, but it has made people on edge. Blanche went over into a corner and
A little bit of a mentee
uh,
breakdown.
had a mental breakdown. Octavia went to comfort him and was a little overwhelmed, but was able to be there for him. Uh, Same with
Was I?
Lazarus. Oh
Was
no,
I
you
really?
you gave him a hug. And Lazarus also went over and comforted him as well. Ego ventured off into his room where he proceeded to talk to his god, who was revealed to be the humanity of Vecna,
Mm-hmm. Discarded.
and yeah, discarded humanity of Vecna that basically took Echo away for some reason and revealed that Echo died fighting against Vecna with Octavia's ancestor and was going by at the time the name Quentin. Having gotten a new outfit and what's it called?
Bullet points. Bullet points.
I know I'm trying. You do it then if you want bullet points.
Hmm.
I don't know, sounds like the DM should do it then. I don't know. What else? Vincent had a conversation with Ian Ethra, and I believe Ann Kreidel.
Yep.
And I believe I had to BRB for that moment, so I am unable to elaborate as much as I would wish I could. But I know Vincent went more into detail about the reasons why he does what he does and the views that he holds. And I don't know, a sweet roll grew 3 times that size that day. Inspiration, please.
That'll do, except for the
Gimme
key information
money.
given by the Wizards 4, such as possible allies that you could use in your planar travels, the fact that you'll be heading to the Astral Sea onto the body of a dead god in 3 days, and some other factors of known collaborators with Vecna. Other than that, pretty good. You get 1 inspiration set too.
The DM, it's almost like you should give the recap.
Well,
And then we get the inspiration.
you guys should take some notes.
I do.
I know, I respect your efforts. Very hard.
That's what the DM's for.
No.
Yeah.
I sometimes take notes. I'm just dumb and forgetful.
But yes,
What's a note?
that is where we left off. You have 3 days in the Sanctum, starting today. And so how we're going to do it is the way that Zach's been doing downtime now is really smart. We're going to do it 1 day at a time. Instead of doing it like 3 days in a row. So, we'll find out who gets what. Because how it's going to go, we're going to roll for the first round of it. Then it's going to reverse, so whoever went last goes first for the second day, vice versa for the third. So, I'll see. Veloctor,
Oh boy.
you're actually not here. Hold
I'm
on.
missing.
You were filled in because you were hiding in the shrubbery back here, you didn't want to make a big stink about your return. You were gone for a day. So you heard everything, because I'm assuming you watched the VOD. You heard everything that the wizards were talking about, and you kind of walk up. But what would you like to do for your first day of downtime?
Well, I mean, I don't have anything specific. I just I guess I could start talking to Laz, because I just he knows how to kill mages, and I need to make sure I don't get caught in some magic bullshit. So
Okay, so a conversation with Laz on your first day. Gonna go ahead and stop moving, stop resisting.
not resisting.
On the second floor of the Sanctum, where Madame Voidwalker is hanging out with Barney, her assistant.
Barney, yes. Am I good?
Yeah, go for it.
Well, that's the way I see it.
I know you didn't have
surrounded
time.
by-
I know you didn't have time to study the script. It's okay.
Yeah, I didn't study the script. Way I see it, we're surrounded by mages. Magic's only going to get worse, and I have very little, and you're adept at dealing with magic. What I'm saying is, you know where I might want to patch up, worry about, look out for. I don't do much of this fighting magic.
Well, my young apprentice. Most mages are completely useless without their spell focus. Most of them are very squishy. Hit them hard, hit them fast, and hit them first. The longer they're alive, the more of a threat they become during a fight.
I mean, that applies to every foe, doesn't it?
And mages in particular. They get pretty
Yeah.
nasty with their strange spells, and you never really know which ones they have ready. Best to eliminate the problem, the unknown factor of a fight.
Yeah.
You see a big man with a sword, you know he's gonna swing the sword at you. You see a mage, he might throw a fireball. He might turn your skin to dust. You don't really know.
Yeah. I was worried I was going to have to look into using magic to deal with magic, but that's a whole another ball game, I guess.
It is one way to do it. That's the route I took. But generally, just try and kill them as fast as possible.
Oh, I know.
Warcaster
I know.
Out of character, get Warcaster and
Warcaster
Oh, yeah,
and
no.
Mage Killer.
Mage Killer's coming right up. Mage Killer's coming right up the moment I get another feat. You know it.
Yes, I can't remember what it's actually called. It's not called Mage Killer, but it's like
It's Mage Slayer.
Mage Slayer.
Mage Slayer.
Same difference. Lucana Stella Morte.
Same difference.
I don't even have Mage Slayer.
You should. It's
I
surprising
need
you
to
don't.
get that, actually.
Maybe that'll be the next reward Mordenkainen gives you.
Hey.
I thought I'd touch base, bows and swords and hammers are my expertise, but
Is Voidwalker listening to us?
Absolutely. You're not being quiet.
Okay. I don't like her. I'm just gonna...
It's really interesting you think that's how it works, but continue on with your discussions. There are
No,
better
don't listen to her.
There
Okay.
are better ways to kill a maid. Just smirks.
I've killed many. I'm a professional, okay?
Yes, but do you know how to
see.
shut down their spell casting entirely?
They can't cast spells if they're dead. So,
If you're interested in some Mage Slayer rounds, I do have some.
I have plenty.
Oh, well, do they steal the spell slots from the caster when you use them?
No, but they do get rid of them.
I think you might want to take her up on her offer. She sounds very. it
She
sounds
has
very
really
promising.
good wares.
I'll talk to you later, maybe.
Well, I'll show you
He's
what
gonna whisper.
I will show you what they do. Here, they're really good.
Okay,
You can
My-
get a
my
fuck ton
backup
of
plan-
these.
my backup plan is trying to get something I can use to put silence on top of myself. That's about it.
Or you could buy a silencer.
Oh yeah, no, that definitely up there. I got a lot of things I need to buy. I'm gonna be a walking armory.
Here.
Well, I have this armor I don't need anymore.
So, oh, nope, I pressed the inspect button. It's not what I...
I
So here's what the
really
Mage
do
Slayer bullet does. A piece of specialized ammunition which can be placed into any firearm. When used as ammunition in a firearm and on a hit, a creature who is a spellcaster must make a DC 15, and because you're higher level, I would increase the DC. Constitution saving throw. On a failure, they lose a spell slot of the highest level. Regardless of failure or success, they take an additional 4d10 damage.
I have 20 of those, I think.
I don't know if you do. I think I gave you the wrong
Pretty
ones.
sure Well, I bought the explosives and the mage slaying rounds.
Did you? Hold on, let me see. Let me look at your inventory.
They're not on my Roll20 sheet now I'm looking at it, but they're on my D&D Beyond.
I'm
Nope,
gonna
you
have
have
to get
40
me
Mage
one
Slayer
again.
bullets. Yep, they're in here.
Oh, 40?
You have 40 of them.
Am I blind?
Well, it looks like you already... It's alphabetized. It looks like you already have some, but I have another type of bullet that could be quite useful. If used correctly and shot into a mage, it could shut down their spellcasting entirely while dealing devastating damage over time.
Go on.
One second. I have to remember what the name of these are.
Madam Woodwalker's quite the entrepreneur.
I know, yeah. Quite tempting. I gotta get me a gun again. I haven't had one in a while. Got the gun blade, but I've been trying to, move out. Try new weapons.
I don't think I can really buy anything. I'm very broke right now.
Well, I always do. I have loans, I have people that can get favors done.
Yeah, see, I don't trust that.
I mean, I'm a sucker for doing favors because it gets me stuff. So
Kind of favors he does.
Val's just a sucker for women who are red flags. Let's be honest.
that was a horrible judging character.
I was gonna whisper to Val so Madam doesn't hear him. He's gonna try at least.
Yes, this is what they are. Origin rounds. They're quite fun, but very deadly and very rare. Only a couple per cell. Usually 4. And they're specifically for rifles.
Oh, you don't say.
Mm-hmm.
You don't say.
I would have to finish drafting it, but I've been working on this for a while because it's one of my favorite things from Fate Zero. Basically, you shoot a mage with it, or a spellcaster. They need to make a Constitution saving throw. If they fail, they immediately lose the ability to cast spells.
Oh.
And they take necrotic damage over time. So every round, they take 3d10 necrotic damage.
How much are they?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. For 4 of them, 3,000 gold.
Oof. Yeah, I have 600, so that's not gonna work.
Or a favor. Maybe even a loan. You are traveling quite a few places, and I overheard that you're going to be traveling onto the body of a dead guard. Bring me back a sample of it. That would be most beneficial, especially to all
That
of
seems like-
you. Allow
A
me to
horrible
craft.
idea.
Well, it would allow me to craft some fine items from the sample for you all.
Laz, if it would be on your conscience far too much, I'll do it. You won't have to worry about it.
You're gonna give god skin to an evil mage?
I mean, they're on our side.
Correct, and let's just say alignment is a spectrum.
Uh-huh. He just stares at her.
But she'll walk over, and reminder, she's like quite large.
Big woman.
Yep.
Big woman.
About 10 feet tall.
I've
And
seen bigger.
she'll bend over and put the a case on the table. And she'll walk back. Enjoy. Once you've used
What's
them,
the catch?
like I said. And your friend there seems to understand the picture of quid pro quo. So, give me a sample of the dead god, and I can make some very interesting items for you and yours with that.
That's up
See-
to you, Vel.
See, I'll take care of it, so don't worry.
Very well. And like I said, I have a few ideas on things I can make from warped chaos god's dead body. I have some interesting ideas that can be used defensively.
Pulls out a
So
little black book and writes something in it.
so the rounds take a bonus action to load into your gun.
Okay.
Because when I say these are pretty decent rounds, they are pretty long. They're like 6 inches long.
Hmm,
Oh,
that's rather large.
correct. They're meant to do a fuck ton of damage on impact.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
4 origin rounds, and I'll update that in between sessions.
By the way, Vel, just out of curiosity, you're not the spy, right?
Look, I have beef with at least one god. I wouldn't be a spy for another one.
I'm just checking.
You're not the spy, right? No. Okay, I believe you.
It really is. All right, is there anything else you'd like to do today, Val?
No, not in particular.
Okay. Vincent, what would you like to do for your first day of downtime?
Oh, first of all, let's check on the progress of the vampire blades.
Ah, yes. You got those commissioned, correct?
So we were making them with magical tinkering.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Then, yeah, you can go ahead and put some progress into those. Go ahead and make me a, Hold on. I think they made it a lot easier. Look at the frickin'... Tinker's tools on this. Yeah, go ahead and roll me, honestly, Arcana with your, added, if you're not already using your proficiency bonus in that, go ahead and add it.
Advantage because Blood Hunter? Very cool, correctly.
Yes. For this specific project, most definitely. 30. Okay, very good. They are a decent ways in. They will likely be done within the... You might be able to finish them tomorrow, depending on what check you make. Or, have you over here doing your work. You might be able to finish them tomorrow, depending on how you roll, or at least they will be done before you have to head out to the Astral Sea, which is pretty great. So basically, I'll have those ready for you in between sessions.
Mhm.
All right, anything else you would like to do on your first day, or are you dedicating your full time to the crafting of the daggers?
Well, in between Vincent's dagger forging, he's gonna be definitely thinking about Blanche's words about there possibly being a mole. Because regardless of the situation, if regardless of whether there is or is not a mole, the problem currently is team morale. He's intelligent enough to discern that. So he is going to be keeping records and what he thinks is going on. But he is also going to bear in mind that the most important thing right now is team trust, which is a double-edged sword, considering if we trust each other too much, the mole might show itself, but also if we allow the information of a mole being out there to destroy the team, then that's bad too.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Hmm.
Anything else you'd like to do on your first day?
He's just gonna be thinking about what he can potentially do for this investigation.
Set there, we can move into the next person and pick up this thread. 18. Blanche, what would you like to do for your first day of downtime?
Sorry, I had to unmute my mic.
You're fine.
Blanche is going to go to Vincent's room, and he's going to stand outside the door for an uncomfortably long amount of time before working up the courage to knock.
At the time you go to Vincent's room, you do not realize he is downstairs working on his project because he kind of hid off in the corner. So you knock on the door. There is no answer. Then you kind of loop back downstairs and you see Vincent working on the daggers. You can go ahead and... Nope.
Blanche stands there for another uncomfortably long amount of time before sort of clearing his throat.
Vincent is surprised. He jolts a bit as he puts the quill down and turns around.
I need your help.
Oh, you need my help. With what?
Blanche sort of rubs his arm, tugging at his sleeve, and just says, I don't know. This is stupid. I don't know how to apologize to people. Rather, I don't know how to approach them to apologize, and I have fucked up time and time again. I have hurt you. I have hurt Echo. And I don't like people being afraid of me when centuries ago the man I was would be abhorred by, appalled, that word, by what I have done in these past few weeks, and I want to make things better, but I don't know how or when to approach people to say I'm sorry, because I am used to being the one that people approach and say that I fucked up. And then I try to make things right from there, but I can't keep waiting for people to approach to tell them that I am sorry. And I was hoping that in trying to apologize to you, whether or not you wish to forgive me, that you would be willing to help me figure out how I can even begin to apologize to Echo when I feel like I have no right to even look at him.
Just so we're certain, are you talking to Vincent, the medical advisor, or Vincent, the person?
Both.
Well, as a person, first thing I ask you is are you aware? Are you truly aware of what you've done beyond making me and Echo feel tremendously uncomfortable? Do you understand what you did?
Quite frankly, Vincent, I'm not sure I understand much of anything anymore. I don't even really understand who I am anymore. But I am aware what I did was wrong. I am aware that he sort of grimaces. This is not behavior becoming of a knight, and I don't want to be a bad person. I don't want people to be afraid of me. I don't want to hurt people. And I am deeply sorry, and I know it sounds like a cop-out, but I understand what I did was wrong. I don't know what I'm really doing anymore.
Well, let's get the story straight first. The first thing you need to do in any apology is understand where you went wrong. It's always tough to realize that you are the villain in someone's story. Even tougher to try to explain it to yourself or to others. But let's get the story straight. The reason why I'm so upset, so furious, is because, again, I have met people like the way you behaved before. People that act without prosecution, the people that are faceless, screaming at you in the darkness, accusing you of evils they have never even gathered the evidence for. I was standing in that trial room before, and it all just felt too familiar watching from the sidelines again. But I remember my time back then, how I wished that someone stood up for me back then, how alone I felt, dealing with my own problems while people were screaming and piling more onto me. But even then I had to move forward, but even after that, I don't forget. I knew that Echo needed someone in their corner in that moment when someone else was screaming at them. Because I've been there before. I may only be a 30-ish-year-old human, but I've been through a lot. And there is no supplement for experience. But
I
there is no denying the hurt that was caused.
I'm sorry that I put you in that position, and I don't ever want to make people remember something like that when I know that if I saw something like that years ago that I would have been the one to stand up. And I ache, Vincent. I ache for the man that I was, and I don't. This isn't about me. This is about making things right, and I am truly, truly sorry. But to explain why, and granted, I will say this to Echo as he deserves to know, he gulps, almost instinctively, like that's not something that he should be able to do. I saw my worst nightmare in that moment of what Noir could do to me, and hearing Vecna again after what he did to Salazar, it just all came out, and I was scared. I'm so scared all the time, Vincent. I am frightened to think that the moments of vulnerability, my weaknesses and stuff that I have shared with Echo, that I was terrified that Vecna knows it all now, and that I lashed out because I thought Vecna was still there, and I was frightened like a caged animal, and seeing someone else being puppeted, it all felt too personal. Everything just feels too personal, and that doesn't excuse what I did, but I just want it to be known why I did it, and I am sorry that I caught you in the crossfire of my spells. I am sorry that I was again, I was acting on not proper, prior expectations that if the Lumen Knights were in a battle and someone was going to be caught in a crossfire, if there was a healer nearby, then if someone took a hit, then it could be dealt with. And I am sorry that I put you through that, and I am sorry that I reminded you of people with mouths but no ears.
A good apology. I don't like to believe that everything is hopeless for anyone. Even the cultists that we have to slay every single day that we're out of this time bubble. I still believe that in there that they could have been good people. The same way that I believe that empathy and understanding can be taught. And
That being
one thing I learned when I was in your position ages ago, well, only a short while for long-living species, when I was tossed out onto the street with nothing else, just the clothes on my back and nothing more. No more name, no more family, no more purpose, no more identity. Was I had to keep moving forward regardless. As a medical doctor, no one can. Not only is my life on my shoulders, many people's lives are on my shoulders. I can't afford to hesitate for even a second. I have to keep moving forward.
I think Blanche just stands there and silently nods.
Again, I do believe you can learn empathy. You're a fast learner, at least, from what I can see.
It's not a lack of empathy, Vincent. It's that I worry that I have too much, that when I looked at what was happening to Echo, that Blanche sort of struggles for a moment. It was like I was looking at my own reflection, Vincent, and I haven't seen my reflection in eons. I specifically avoid reflective surfaces, Vincent, and it was like in that moment I wasn't looking at Echo.
But in that moment, did you ever consider that Echo was in the same situation as you? Did you ever empathize with that position to the point of understanding that what Echo needed in that moment was for people to be understanding? You may be empathetic now, and empathetic to understanding the situation around you, but in that moment, when it really counted, was it there?
I don't know. I
Because as Elton says, we can't afford a single second of wasted time. And if in a moment of absolute crisis, something like this happens again, I'm sure we both know how badly that can turn out. I'm worried about everyone. As cruel as I may seem on the battlefield, I still try to care. Because into a lot. And
You're cutting out, Astiel. Hello?
Hello?
It sounds like
Yeah.
it's the connection is like doing that weird static beep again.
It sounds like a cable's loose.
Yeah.
Hello?
There
That
we
sounds
go.
good.
Yeah.
Okay. I've met many people in my life. People I've never agreed with particularly. And yet, we still believed in each other because, in the end, we were all the same terrible person. We could only rely on each other. But that also meant we were the least judgmental. We went through so much, and we didn't want others to judge us for the kind of people we were. Same way I'll try not to judge you for the way that you've been behaving. Because we still need to move forward, no matter the shattered states we're in.
Interesting phrasing there. Blanche sort of traces a hand over one of the mini gold fillings in his hands.
Plenty of people have been broken. But what matters is whether you're able to hold on to the silver lining, to keep going even if the thread seems so thin. Because what if someone in the future still needs you? What of the people that need you now?
I want to keep going, I just find myself questioning if I'm surviving on someone else's borrowed time.
You better make the most of that time.
How do I even begin to approach Echo and try to even make this right? I don't. I. He sort of hesitates again. When I say I feel like I have no right to even look at him after what I did, I mean it. And I don't know why that wasn't something ever instilled in me years ago. I don't know why I feel like I shouldn't even have the right to look at him. I don't know. But I don't know how to approach him when I feel like just existing in his presence is going to make him upset.
You know how I approached him? The promise of understanding.
That's the part that sucks. The more I learn about his situation, the more I realize it echoes my own. No pun intended in the slightest. But I feel like it'll just ring hollow coming from me. And yet I also feel like I'm the only one that could possibly understand.
Then you should tell him you understand. It's true, there is a specific time where talking about certain things are good or bad. Right now, Echo doesn't know what's going on, what they're supposed to think. Right now, they're not in a stable mindset to be talking about that kind of stuff. I think it's best we wait until he's a little more stable.
Blanche just wrings his hands and says, I do want to continue on, but as I said, I am just so scared all the time, and I fear most what would happen when our foes catch on to that.
I've had foes almost everywhere. This mortal life, up above and down below. Every plane, probably. No matter where I go, everyone stares at me as a villain. But they aren't wrong about me. It's what I am. But at the same time, sometimes it's freeing.
With all due respect, that statement doesn't really help. I do not fault you for that, but I fail to understand how that is relevant to my own fears.
You talked about the person you were before, being bound to being that knight in shining armor. If you're going to take that persona, then you either embrace it or shed it. Either way, that decision will be up to you.
I thank you for listening to me and hearing me out. And I hope that I can begin to make things right. And once again, however you want to determine it when it's repeated so many times from the same person, I am deeply sorry.
And I do believe it. There's no need to worry about what I think of you. I'll still work with you regardless of how I feel about you.
Blanche will nod, pick up Basil, and take a deep, shuddering breath that sort of whistles through the cracks of his joints.
Oh.
Will.
One,
Yes?
one more thing. Do you have any information about the mole?
The only thing you
Blanche
have
will.
is that Noir is actively working with the mole.
Let's see.
He's already going to know whatever I say anyway, so might as well be upfront. All I know is that Noir, the shadow within me, the reason why I specifically avoid reflective surfaces, but I can't even be safe doing that anymore, is he is actively working with the mole and has said that he has a better offer from the mole than just getting my body when I die, or me working with one of the other mages to craft a body for him.
See. Regardless of whether the mole is true or not, this can negatively impact the morale of the party. That's why it's important for us to get on the right track. Because regardless of whether the mole is true or not, it is negatively impacting, or it should negatively impact our relationships with each other.
That's the thing, is I... Best case scenario, Noir's just fucking with me, knowing that I can't keep that information to myself, and is thus trying to sow dissidence to be able to claim my body faster. Worst case scenario, it's real, and as you said, no one, people begin to point fingers, and there's, aside from the mole, there's a person that I literally cannot oust from me that is working with them.
I can't say I relate to your position entirely, but I can imagine that your situation is quite terrifying. But at the same time, we can't afford to be had to waste any time.
I'm aware, I'm just tired, I suppose is the best phrase I could use. That being said, there's reasons that I can't rest, as you said. I have to keep moving forward and try to make the best of whatever time I have, regardless of if I understand why I'm back or not.
As a human, we have relatively short lives. But there is strength in short life. Because
There's,
we never know when the next day is going to be our last. So we make the best out of what we do have.
I don't know exactly the full thing, but I know I was human once before everything changed. But I think that's a conversation for another day.
Right.
Again, I thank you.
And as you walk
Sort of
off,
take a polite bow.
Lazarus,
Yo,
your downtime. What do you want to do on your first day?
I'm gonna find this goddamn mole.
You're gonna find this goddamn mole?
I'm
Okay.
gonna find this goddamn mole.
Well, I'm gonna lay it out for you, buddy. You can break into every single room in this house if you have sleight of hand. And you have thieves' tools.
I do not have sleight of hand, nor do I have thieves' tools. So,
Well, if you have some thieves' tools, you can buy them. You can actually buy a set from Madame Voidwalker.
I will do that.
With both.
Listen,
Let me get the price on those, because I do now have the actual prices of tool sets. So, thieves' tools are going to cost you 25 gold.
that's not bad.
Let me get the book, because it actually has a independent DC for each wizard's room. Yep.
That's worrying.
Yeah, they all have shit in their rooms. They're wizards! Alright, so...
Goddamn wizards.
Obviously, you would be picking a time of day where each member is out. I will say, however, to just make it easier, for this downtime duration, you may try an attempt to sneak into 2 rooms per day.
Okay. Actually. Can I cast? Do I have Identify? I think I do.
Yes, you do for Mystic Conflux.
Oh, excellent.
You have a once per day use of Identify, but then you can use your spell slots to cast it.
I'm going to cast Identify on my new sword and my boots to see if Mordenkainen has put anything in here it's not supposed to.
Okay. Yep, you cast Identify. You get the base info from both of them. If you would like to try and probe, that's going to require a secondary Arcana check to see if there's any hidden magic.
Damn. All right, let's give it a shot.
Okay. But make me one for the sword first.
Roger, Roger. Arcana, where are you? There you are.
And you may only attempt this once a day. when it comes to these items. To try and dig deeper into them. 4?
Inspiration.
Yes. Only once.
Yep.
10.
God
Nope.
damn it.
From what you can tell, reading into the magic of this item, it is a, as described, as created weapon, a mage-slaying blade. Does everything it says on the tin.
Right, the boots.
Okay, go ahead and roll me an Arcana check to identify the boots. Same thing. They seem to be pretty normal boots.
Alright.
With their abilities, of course. You can tell a great deal of enchantment is in both of these items. Just from those checks alone. They have complex magics imbued into them and have likely taken a long period of time for each enchantment.
Would detect magic tell me the kinds of enchantments or like magic on them?
With Identify's
specifically
base
looking for
ability, it says what kind of
divination.
magic is in there.
Is there
Um,
divination in there?
no, there's not divination magic in either weapon item.
Ah, excellent. All right, so that first person's room I'm gonna smash into.
Okay, whose?
Should I go for suspect number 1 immediately? Yeah.
First things first, I'm gonna give you proficiency with the thieves' tools because you purchased them. You read a little read a little docket on how to use them.
Thieves' tools for dummies.
Yep, that's what it comes with.
I
And
was
because it's mainly because you're high level that I am giving you this,
A gracious DM indeed.
and it should let me give you a skill. Oh wait, no, it should have tools. Yep, so you can go. I believe you can roll it. Yes, and ability used is dexterity. Cool. So go ahead and click on these tools at the bottom of the skill box, and it has the check, and you use dexterity for this.
Okay.
So whose
So
room are you
before
breaking into?
I'm
I need to
going
know.
into Mordenkainen's.
Okay.
I don't like him. He's sus. Obviously detect magic first.
Detect
any
magic?
traps that are gonna explode me.
No, there are no
Yeah.
traps.
That's
Go ahead and
I
roll
don't
me a
like that.
thieves tools check, to a sleight of hand or a thieves tools to try and break in.
And it's dexterity.
Oh God, that's a
Hey,
natural 20.
It's me. Yep, let me in.
you just open it up, and he is downstairs studying. Still, he is deep in these tomes. Okay, and you said you already used detect magic. You do sense. Well, let me check something real quick. Notes.
No traps is sus as hell.
They don't think you're gonna break into their rooms when you're in here.
Well, they should have thought better.
Right. Upon base entering, you notice on the desk some notes, spell books, and things like that. And go ahead and roll me an investigation check. The DC is the highest DC that you can get in D&D.
Okay.
It is like that for every mage's room.
I'll just roll a 20 again.
No?
It's not a 20.
You do have one more
Yeah,
point of
that's not-
inspiration if you want to spend it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
12. You begin to search through the room, checking around. You look at the spell notes and spell books on the desk. Everything seems pretty basic. Some spells and whatnot. Check the cupboard. It's just a washroom. Going around, you check his closet, and there are just some robes, and such within it. But that's about it that you find in here. With you have failed any high checks that would be required to come in here.
Unfortunate.
The second individual, well, who's the second mark?
I'm gonna have to go with Tasha.
Tasha, okay. Just throw on the GM layer because, like I said, you're going in at points where she is not in. So go ahead and first make me a Thieves' Tools check to try and break into her space. $21, easy. You come in to the room. A bit more organized. Definitely cleaner. There's some aromatic candles that are constantly lit. And you're doing detect magic, I assume?
Let me see how many times I can actually do that. Because I know it's limited now.
Yes, there is a limit to the ability, because you're under the pseudo effects as if you were under detect magic. I believe it's tied to your proficiency bonus.
I have so many features. Is it tied to my bonies?
Let me see. Hold on, I'll find it for you.
Oh, there it is. Number of times for short rest equals your proficiency bonus.
Yep, so you can do it 4 times.
Used it twice so far, so I'm popping
Yes.
again.
There is a magical trap. Specifically on
Okay.
her desk. And then one on her wardrobe. Likely to protect equipment and notes. So you can go ahead and make me a base investigation check.
Alright. I'm trying not to explode. I'm
13.
really bad at investigation.
Not too much in this room, aside from what you've noted are 2 traps. You do a kind of a sweep, and largely what you find are the notes on the table. And a couple of other things that are in locked drawers, where you determine where the traps are. Check under the bed, you don't see anything really crazy.
How does Dispel Magic work on... Oh, wait, actually. Oh, what am I doing? I have armor that emits anti-magic field.
That is correct.
I will activate my anti-magic
What's
field
the
armor.
what's the range on that? It's the anti-magic cone.
10-foot radius surrounding me.
Okay, so thank you. I'm gonna just create that. Alright. So that's what you can deactivate within that... whatever's in that circle, you can deactivate.
I'm gonna open the locked drawers.
Okay. Go ahead and you're gonna have to do a Thieves' Tools check. Or sleight of hand, specifically. $25. Easily enough, you unlock all 4 drawers. And within the first drawer is a mirror, a hand mirror. You've actually seen one of these already. This is a mirror of infinite transpondence, which means it has a contact point, and right now, because it's in the anti-magic, it is deactivated. There are also a couple of personal effects in here. There's some cloth, 2 different swatches of it. With a couple of initials in them. For the first one,
Natasha's initials.
no, they are not.
Oh.
One says is just simply an embroidered I, like the letter I. And the other one is D. And make me a history check.
History check. History. Oh, I'm very good at these.
13, that is actually sufficient. You know that Tasha has 2 children in history. Ayuz, who is a Cambion. And a daughter, Drelnza, who is a vampire. These are likely mementos of her children, even though it is hard to decipher which timeline this is from, because as you know, you are hanging. The Tasha that is interacting with you is a Tasha from a separate timeline. Is her younger self, as her older self is currently ruling the domain of delight that she presides over as an archfey. Or from, I believe, what I actually told you guys, she's on a bit of a trip in Null.
Okay.
The third drawer, which is on like this side, contains a variety of notes related to all of you. These seem to be dossiers that Tasha has gathered, either from interacting with you all, or probably a network of information, given her many contacts and connections, noting a lot about each of you. Essentially, in here is the backstories of every single party member you were traveling with.
Okay.
So, Tasha does know all about you guys, and this has probably been shared with the other mages.
Does she know my real name?
Yes.
Fuck.
You are dealing with very powerful mages, who, one of which can go through all of time. The other is a daughter of Mistra. The third is a very powerful necromancer, and the fourth is one of the most legendary spellweavers in all of existence. And Tasha is very good at getting names, given she has penned the Demononomicon.
Damn.
And the fourth drawer is a book.
What does it say?
It is sealed, and there is no name on the cover or spine.
Can I mean, I'm gonna risk it. I mean, it's in an anti-magic zone. What could go wrong, right, guys?
That's the way of putting it.
Okay.
I open it.
You gotta pick the lock on it. It's locked.
Oh, okay. I will try to pick the lock on it.
Okay. You unlock it successfully. It seems to be a journal. You kind of sift through it. There are a bunch of old dates. And then you get a little closer to recent pages. It does talk about having been recruited by Illustrial to come to the Sanctum and Sigil to help with the matter of Vecna. Talks about the attempts they had at casting Wish and how it summoned all of you. But Tasha notes that it seems as though the Wish was never cast. It seems not as proper as it could be, given that each of them had the significant drawbacks of casting Wish. However, she believes that something went wrong. And that this connection that you all have to Vecna is the reason that you were summoned. She has extreme doubts that you are the chosen ones to defeat Vecna, more so a matter of convenience that you are linked to him. And there is some definite paranoia regarding each of your members. The notes do say that she cashed in a favor with her mother to retrieve information on all of you, and has cast legend lore on each of you as well, burning through some very valuable resources. She also notes that Mordenkainen has been researching quite a bit of things, seems to be very nervous about Vecna, but also has been more proactive than usual. As in, he has been more agreeable, which is surprising, but she puts that to the factor of the common thread of Vecna. And that is everything you find in that drawer. Like, all 4 drawers.
Okay. I will put everything back exactly as it was.
Okay,
at
make me a
least
sleight
try
of
to.
hand check.
Because I don't want to make this Tasha the Witch angry at me. Oh.
You think you've put it back successfully.
Yeah, sure, it's fine.
Okay.
Okay, I don't think it's her.
Do you
Just a
check
quick
out the
peep in
wardrobe? It's got
Yeah, let's see what she's hiding.
It's got a couple of outfits, including a very scary-looking one. But also it's like dark leather and spikes. It seems to be more battle attire. A couple of staffs and a few dozen magical items and rings.
Not important.
Important. All right, there you go. Successfully, as far as you're
Deactivate
concerned.
Anti-magic, so it's not sus. And I relocked the door on the way out if I can.
Yep, I assumed. But yes, you think that you have gone rather successful. But we'll have to just see what happens. Alright. Good stuff. Next. Alright, I had to sneeze. Oh my goodness. Ugh.
Bless you.
Thank you. Echo.
Oh?
It's your turn.
Oh.
What would you like to do for your first day of downtime?
Alright. Echo is...
Yes, I sneezed again. Ugh.
Aw. Echo's gonna get up, I guess, and then, I guess we'll, look at Eldon and say, like, we'll kind of just walk up, kind of loom over.
Oh, yes, hello.
You like reading, right?
Yes, I do.
Good. Help me research the Astral Sea.
Sure, absolutely. Right, so you're gonna go over to the reading tables. 1 second. I'll drag you over there. Says sweet roll. Look, at least he's not Jeff the Shark, but I honestly am tempted
Echo
to give him
is.
the ability of Jeff the Shark's ultimate.
Oh my god.
A far more violent and less whimsical.
Oh god. Okay, I'm not gonna make the reference. Echo puts him in a chair because he's too big for the table now, and I will give him a turkey neck that I probably took from the kitchen. So he has
Eats it in
something to
4
gnaw on.
bites.
Echo just kind of rolls his eyes and pats his head. And then we'll just look at Eldon and go, all right, we're heading into the Astral Sea. Dead god. Do we know which dead god?
Yes, we did discuss that last time. I mean, we did just discuss it. First. Havoc is the
Right.
name of the god. I'll spell that out for you. The edgy
Yeah, is it like with a
Havoc.
C or a K?
CK,
Okay.
it's both.
CK, okay. It's all right. So then uh Echo will start trying to find books on that deity. But as can I make like a religion or would it be an investigation?
Religion check or investigation, whichever you prefer. And Eldon will give you advantage.
I am proficient in religion, so we will do that.
25. That's very good. It's a very easy search. Because there is nothing.
Ooh.
You will pore through countless tomes of deities, gods, lesser children of the divine, astral sea deities, and everything. You pore over this for the entire day. Find nothing. Because you come to realize and you hear in the back of your head, oh, that's plainly obvious. A god that no longer exists. That has been lost to all of time. There are no followers, therefore there is no recorded history. Who they truly were, their deeds, all gone and lost forever. Forgotten. Even the gods are finite.
Good to know.
And over you and Eldon creeps just a sense of dread and loss.
Over me?
Over both of you. Just pouring into this knowledge and realizing that the gods themselves are not infinite. That they too can die, just like any creature.
Echo
Worse,
just
to have nothing left behind about.
Echo just kind of shuts the book and just kind of
That was a
sits
bit
back.
frustrating. Eldon's like tilting his glasses.
At least we know gods can die, and what happens when they do.
Well, the Astral Sea is full of dead gods.
Yes,
But
but
this is usually gods that have been replaced by another of their the realm or power they preside over. The god of, like example, the matron of ravens usurped the previous god of death, and thus presides over everything that he did.
right.
But it is more of a question of where do they go when they're dead? The Astral Sea is the only thing that could fit their massive form. When we land in the Astral Sea, when you land in the Astral Sea, it will feel more like a wasteland, like a strip of land. Be hard to remember that you'll probably be walking on the body of this dead god, but have its own ecosystem, its own parasites, creatures. I've heard a lot about such things.
That's good information to know.
Indeed.
Thank
And
you,
given
by
that,
the way.
for what?
Oh, earlier, yesterday.
To think nothing of it. It's only right. We're all in this together, and we need to be as united as we can. We're all doing our part. And at least me and Vincent seem to agree on that. And you all mean well, I'm sure, but you all have very unique skill sets and backgrounds. I was a little taken aback by your brutality in Web's Edge, but I understand the need for it. I'm just not much of a fighter, as constant as it seems you all are. I only fight to defend myself if absolutely necessary, or protect people.
Well, for what it's worth, when everything was loud, you made it quiet. I appreciate that. And as for brutality, well, I now know why I take such joy in it. Apparently, it's a lingering fragment. But when I see, I guess you would call it Schadenfreude, knowing that that's not me, that that's someone else. Oh,
Oh,
what's
one
that?
second. Just the ambiance. It went to it went to the alluvians.
arrived.
No.
I was like, dang, okay, what's going on?
You're good.
Knowing that's not me, someone else, someone that I was able to get one over on, that they fell before they could reach the finish line. I don't like that I take joy in it. But I can't help that it feels good all the same. I've been holding it back. Are you still happy that you stood up for me now? Blanche was right when he said there was something inside me. I didn't realize exactly what it was. It is a blight.
No, not necessarily. I think if that wrath is directed at the right people, you're not having ill intent towards innocence. You are bringing back the strikes on terrible people. People have discarded their humanity, their lives, their souls to a dead god, undead god. Become undead themselves. Mindless, soulless sometimes. You saw what the cult was like back in the graveyard.
Oh, so an evil tool isn't evil as long as it's used correctly.
I don't think you're evil, Echo. You have yet to do anything evil. Everything you have done is for the good of everyone. Yeah!
I
Echo,
don't like that he didn't correct the tool part.
I wasn't done
Like-
talking. If you would let me finish what I was saying as Eldon. And I think that's a crude way to put it for yourself. You're not a tool. You're a person. Like everyone else.
Echo just looks down at his body and just goes, "It's a funny way to describe a person. I'm a toy, Eldon. I was something that was made to be played with."
We might be able to fix that. There's magic that exists to do this. Now, I don't know if the hold that Vecna has on you would allow it to occur, but it's worth a shot. I have some contacts that I can get the components from for this ritual. You would be interested in it at any point. Maybe when this is all done, when we've stopped Vecna, start anew.
I wonder how many more times I'll have to start again.
There's one.
You know, I still have to talk to Octavia. I don't know how old, how long ago. Generations, grandmother. Apparently I knew her. And I died. Facing Vecna.
Terrible.
Well, whatever comes of it. I'll just make sure that everyone who worships that deity, their time is up.
Well,
Sorry, you've been so kind to me, and oh, I sound like a psychopath.
no. Like I said, I've seen it many times before. People often think that a hold some divine power has over you is absolute. It's not. There are ways to break free. There are ways to take your own path. In the end, how much of that power is actually yours and how much of that power is Vecna's? Just some food for thought.
Even Sweet Roll leaves me.
He's wandering off because he got curious about something. Yes. And finally, for the last part of the downtime, this day of downtime, Octavia. What would you like to do for your first day of downtime?
Fuck if I know, actually. I don't
Well,
think
as
too
a
much
reminder,
do.
there is the library where you can research topics. There is the curio cabinet where you can borrow magic items the from Illustrial's personal collection. You can also request to get some items delivered. There are a bunch of people to talk to. And also you can do other things if you would like. Such as like any training you would like to get done to maybe perfect in something or the like.
Does anyone want to talk to Octavia?
You could talk to Echo about what you saw.
Okay.
Dashes over.
Yeah, this would be probably during a study break where Eldon would have gone up to go get some food and such before continuing the rest of your research.
Hi there. Hi. Hello.
Echo's just has books, and he's just sort of pushing them aside, just uh, hello.
How you doing? After everything?
Kind of just looks down. This is wondering if I should even attempt to eat the tea and cakes that Eldon's bringing back. I know I can, but I worry. I wonder what's the point.
Well, can you taste things, or is this kind of just
Oh, I can taste things. That was one of the reasons I was blind to all of this.
There you go. You eat to enjoy.
You cannot consume food.
Wait, you said I could.
That was part of the magic. You
But you
could still
said that I was.
you could still taste, but
That doesn't make. What?
look, if
I
I
thought I
if I
could.
retcon it for you, then Blanche would be able to eat, and then we're in a weird position.
No, I thought you said it. I thought you said it was that depending on the make, like it had to be designed to be able to consume.
Oh
That's what I
yeah,
thought
you're
it
right.
was.
You have the fucking organs thing.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. It's been a day. I woke up at noon.
I got a robo tummy.
You really quite literally have a gut of steel.
Yeah.
Congrats on the robo tummy.
So, well, you're gonna tell me what you saw.
Yes. Brain's fuzzy, if I remember correctly. Somebody summoned Echo, or did Echo come out of the
Echo came out of a
and, like...
portal.
Okay. It came out of a portal. Somebody was also kind of in the area, and did Echo kill them, or did they like Echo killed them, right?
Echo killed them and skinned them, took their skin for themselves.
You kind of killed somebody and took their skin for yourself.
And their clothes. And their cards.
And their clothes. Yes. Thank you, voice in my head. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. You should really check in with your family and see if they're alive.
Fuck off. Don't do that to me.
You could really use a hamburger right now.
Echo just kind of hears that. Says, oh. That explains why. That was my first sight. And here I thought I survived a murder when I was actually the murderer. Huh. Huh. Well, were they a good person? Do you know?
What did I know of them, DM? Just gave me a spitball. Looking them over when I saw the vision.
Of the dude,
The dude, yeah.
they
The
seem
guy.
to be a wandering fortune teller.
Seemed to be a wandering fortune teller. That's all I kind of really got out of him.
Hmm. Huh. I took his clothes, his skin, and his. Hmm. Echo just kind of sighs and slides back and just goes, "Huh. I am truly a monster, aren't I? But thank you for telling me."
I don't think you're fully a monster. You didn't seem to remember what you did, and you seem to be trying to do good things, so I don't think all of you is a monster. I think some part of you that wants to forget is a monster, but you're trying to save the universe, so that's gonna count for something.
Does it count if you're doing a good thing because you want to kill someone?
It's kind of a gray area, but I'm used to gray area. I mean,
Hmm.
I would hunt monsters, but trust me, not all of them were just monsters. A lot of them are other just very bad people. But
Right.
you're not going around killing a bunch of people, right? Like random people, right? You haven't killed any of us. You're just kind of focusing on the bad people.
Yeah. Echo just kind of stares off into the distance, remembering. Wait, DM, didn't we say?
Hmm?
Or you? I'm gonna message you because I can't remember.
Who did you kill? Did you kill my family, Echo?
Oops.
Did you have children with with Salazar, Echo? Were you who he left me for? Very important.
I need you to word that better, Chloe, because I have no clue
Uh,
what that means. Yeah, not the first one. Wasn't the last. Yes, that's what I'm saying, Quay. Correct.
okay. Echo will just go. Hasn't happened for a few weeks.
What the fuck
Were
does
you
that mean?
killed random people?
It's like Echo's had this dark urge for a long time.
Sorry, I don't play bad games. I don't understand Dark Urge reference.
Shut up.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know.
I don't really.
Little
I
miss, we
don't.
gotta
I
kill the other
agree.
bard so Althea
Oh, it's
doesn't
tough.
die.
It's
Yeah.
that. It's such a. What is it? I don't know, mid tier game made by like a indie studio. I think
Yeah.
no one really heard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Reminder, for chat, Echo has the Dark Urge background. His
Echo would
origin
just
feat is cruel.
would just say random people, like killing random people. Echo just kind of looks
Oh
up
boy,
at
here I
you
go killing again.
and just says, "Is it a crime if you don't remember it?"
I don't think so. Because if you can't remember, and I don't think you're in full control then.
Boy, I love playing in video games, in tabletop games with you, but also when you, like, every one of your characters just leaves me feeling deeply, viscerally uncomfortable and frightened.
Koi is very good at making unintentionally scary characters. Because most of that is stuff I told Koi.
Echo just looks and just says, "Huh. Well, that's good.
Second.
I guess.
Maybe
Hmm.
after we kill Vecna, I won't enjoy it anymore."
Okay. Well, if you're having these type of urges to do harm, try to focus it on really bad people.
Oh, I plan on it.
Okay. And you want to do good, right?
A quiet pause, and just says, "I want the person who did this to me and all those who aid him to suffer like I have. And if that brings good into the world, then that's a bonus. And I will help you all." Oh, Laz, you're in trouble.
And and after all that,
The next one I have.
Maybe I'll know what I want to do at that point.
well, if you're not sure, I could tag along and help. Try to keep you on the straight and narrow path. Not hurt good people.
You know what's funny, Octavia? You gave me information, so I guess I should give you yours. Give you some.
Oh.
I do recall a little bit. Before I was Echo, I fought Vecna in the past with an ancestor of yours.
Oh, she goes a little bit wide-eyed. Like, Warden?
I believe that was her name, yes. At least what I called her. Did she ever... does your family ever speak of a... I guess a cleric or magic user known as Quentin?
DM, how much has Warden and the family talked about Quentin in the past? Like, how much of
You would know
his
everything
ability?
about the tower. That's a very big part of your heritage and your family history in coming to the new world that you live in. That is a very big part, is fighting Vecna off. The death of two of the heroes that went in there with your ancestor.
Quite a lot, actually. That was such a big moment for my ancestor Warden. She wrote it all down, and she felt real guilty about not being able to save the two of them. I guess one of them was you. She never went back to her home and stayed in Null.
Echo just kind of actually... like, you see an actual, like, content smile on his face. And he just says, "That's good. It's good to know that I wasn't forgotten."
Well, they would say, "No, my Warden never stopped talking about y'all in the tower."
Also, a thread you might want to peek into, Octavia.
Uh-huh.
You do know that Warden is back alive.
Oh yeah. Um, actually, very funny story.
You fought in a
May have
illegal celestial battle royale to Blanche's
no, I may have.
god son.
Oh God, I did.
Mm-hmm. It all connects.
So recently, not saying I had a hand in it, but recently,
Hmm.
Warden has kind of come back from the dead, so I can try to reach out and see if you want to meet up again.
Uh, Echo just kind of pauses and then just kind of grips at his chest where his heart would be, and then just kind of goes, I don't, if, yeah, um, yes. Uh, to see someone who no one knows me, and to someone, I would like to talk to someone who knows me, or who I was once.
I'll get a letter written soon and see when I can get it over here.
You'd have to find her first.
Yeah, well, I have like 4 powerful wizards, so
You do
hopefully.
indeed.
So
Well,
hopefully.
between you and Nelden, it's good to know if I survive, I won't be alone after this.
I'll watch your back. And what are friends for? Actually, I do kind of want to give you something before I let you get back to studying. You'll still see her reach into like her bag and have a piece of cloth and kind of set on the table and gently unwrap it, and you see a broken sword, like an old silver broken sword.
Hmm.
This belonged to well, I want to say friend, but basically like a brother to me, and he didn't make it one time after an adventure, but so I guess if you ever think or struggling with your urges or thinking things are hopeless, I kind of want you to have this. And remember, I'm here for you, and there's always hope and chance of atonement.
Echo looks down at the blade and, well, take it and, like, gently, very gingerly, and will, is it okay if I repair it?
I think he'd like that. He kind of reminded me a lot of you, actually. So yeah, I think he'd want you to definitely fix up and give it your own flourish.
Echo just kind of nods and will wrap it back up and just, thank you.
Of course. And also, if anybody gives you any trouble, let me know, and I'll try to set him straight. And he just kind of pops her knuckles a bit.
I don't think anyone's gonna give me trouble. If anything, I think the walking on eggshells around me.
Well, if you want me to treat you without kid gloves, let me know.
That would be nice. I'm not made of glass.
Okay. Gets up, gives you a really strong pat on the back. You got this, Echo.
Kind of a yeah. And I think I will have some tea.
Do I see Eldon coming back with tea?
Yep.
There you go.
With that, it's a good first day.
Mm-hmm.
1 second. Let me make sure everything Starscape is as I left it.
Felt pretty good
No.
about that.
Like, you're gonna have to give me the sore. Gonna have me
I
sobbing and get out of here.
yeah. Well, I was like, fuck it. This will be kind of an interesting little thing, and that's kind of a big sign of trust for Octavia to like give you like the only keepsake she has of a past friend. So I said, hey, it's okay. You can be good. This is your little moment. This is your little trinket. Remind you that you can be a good person.
Octavia giving Echo a physical second chance.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
He was like, I kill monsters. I don't want to have to kill you.
Oh
Looks at the
yeah.
camera. I will.
You weren't here
If I
for
have
that
to.
though, Cat, but
God.
I labeled everyone's rooms.
Oh joy.
Yep, that way we know who goes in what room.
Octavia's just like, please take this chance so I don't have to kill you.
You can above board. I can kind of tell it's like it was very much like you could tell Octavia wants to. He's like trying to be really friendly, but like, it's also very much like a look. If things go south, I will have to do what I have to do because I gotta protect people. But like I don't. She doesn't want to do it. It's very much a. If it ever happens, she would feel really bad. Like it would probably eat her alive.
Think of the rabbits, Echo.
Pretty much. Like
Tell me about the
if she has to
rabbits.
put down somebody and after the end of the thing, she might retire early because she couldn't handle that. Pretty
Aw.
much again.
Yeah, no, Echo's just, yeah. Look,
Mhm.
all I'll say is Vincent and Octavia are basically just keeping Echo off the edge, right,
Mhm.
of becoming like evil.
As the night comes, Echo,
Oh,
in your sleep, which is harder to achieve now that the truth has been revealed to you. When sleep does take you, you find yourself having a dream. But it feels too fleshed out to simply be a dream. You're in a house. Simple, sturdy walls, crooked table, smells of stew, herbs, all sorts of gemstones and ores on shelves, components. A spellcaster's home. You sit on a stool beside a bed. In the bed is a woman. Frail, weaker, with dark skin like yourself and long black hair put back into a bun with streaks of white going through it to indicate times of age. Her fingers are marked with runes, tattoos, and markings of a spellcaster. She's in a simple black gown in the bed, ill. It's just not fair. They should be allowing more. You have been working so hard. We have worked so hard. Everything I have taught you, everything you have learned in those towers. That they look down on you because of your heritage. He looks at you and you put a warm compress, or a cold one, I can't remember. Okay, you put a compress on her forehead. Isn't fair. She looks at you. All the power in our fingertips. Throughout our entire being. We cannot cure illness with the snap of. And we are looked down upon because of our black magics, our ways of life. I do not want that to happen to you, my son. You must use the noble part of your blood, the only good gift your father gave us. You must change the way those towers run for the better. You put your hand on hers. Your hand is flesh and blood, and you feel that warmth in you as you clasp onto her hand. She locks her fingers with yours and looks at you. No one can take from what is yours. And she says a name, and it's garbled. Her mouth covered with black, static-like frenzy. This world belongs to you. They just don't know. Child. Wake up. Know that that was not a dream. That was a memory of your life. Out there, you have had a mother, father, always been strong. You don't know.
I think after like, is it the middle of the night? Echo wakes
Yes, you
up.
like kind of stir in the middle of the night.
Um. Echo will just kind of uh if he could cry, he would be, but he'll probably grab onto Sweet Roll, like move him closer, and then he'll just say to himself, if I make it out of this, I will try and find your grave to lay flowers on it, Mother. And we'll just go back to sleep. Mostly mental exhaustion taking him back.
Vincent,
Yes.
you also dream. You dream of times past, more pleasant times. Learning and growing your skills. By your side, you see a long gone but familiar face. Arbin. Walking out of a meeting of sorts, proposal of your skills to a committee. One of the guilds, and one of the many guilds and families in Eberron. Well, we didn't get them this time, but I have a feeling we're getting closer to finding some like-minded individual. Even if your house does not approve. Then again, they've never let us meet them after all. We bear the mark, but they're awfully ignorant.
Yeah. We've been dealing with that ignorance for almost a decade now. Things really changed.
I feel it coming. The war is ending. Lots of people are going to come back. Lost and confused in their pain. Methods that priests and clergymen can't handle. Normal soothsayers won't have enough what it takes to do what is necessary.
And that's where we step in.
Indeed. Been thinking a lot lately about some interesting things. The fact that there are other worlds out there. I long to travel across the plains. Do you think there's maybe versions of us out there? Do you think they've met like we have?
As much as I don't believe in fate, I think I'd like for that to be the case.
Well, that's where I come in, thankfully. Where you're the non-believer, I'm the believer in both fate and mankind's own possibility. It'd be nice to meet myself across the stars, see what life they've led, what hardships they've faced, and if we have things in common.
There's no supplement for experience after all.
Indeed. And as you're walking and Arbin's holding your books, you blink and once again you see a different face, a different person standing in his place. And you see the familiar face of Yennefer. Blink back. What an interesting dream. Hear it in the back of your head.
Well, at least it was a pleasant dream this time.
Second. It's time for you to go into the pit.
And can't Vincent just have nice things?
No. No one can have nice things in this campaign.
Oh.
No, only suffering.
What? Suffering in a game called Eve of Ruin?
1 second.
Guys, I think we should all go to a carnival after this. I heard of a
You
great
know what?
one.
Let's not say we did.
Might as well.
A great one. It's called Wonderland, and it's in
Witchlight
it's in the
Carnival?
middle of the woods.
Nah, it's called Witchlight.
We need a
Ah.
beach episode, guys.
Can be run great or not. Hold on, give me 1 second. I need
You
to
say
grab them.
beach episode. That means we're gonna get attacked by a kraken on a beach.
Yep. Only thing
can
that
take
I
I thought you
do.
were gonna say. I thought you were gonna say a crab.
I mean that too. Have you seen Elden Ring crabs? That's what
Oh,
Knocker
God.
would send after us.
Yep.
I'm more scared about the lobsters.
I've literally also sent fucking.
The land octopus.
I've literally sent a giant crab after a party before, and I will do it again.
Free meat, free food.
Good noms.
Good noms. Oh my god, Koi!
Son of a bitch,
Kill
Cole.
it.
God damn it.
are 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 gone. I'll fucking do it again.
Echo, what do you have there? A knife.
No.
I need you, Astiel, to roll me a D2. Actually, no, D4. Thank you. Oh boy. Oh goody.
Knocker, are you muted or are you just prepping
No,
something?
I'm just getting something.
Ah, okay.
Yep. I needed to grab it across the lanes. And then I need to drag Vincent to hell.
As one does.
It's probably where he's going when he's dying anyway.
That's
Yeah,
where we're
you
all
would
going
be
when
a
we're dying.
very valued combat medic in the Blood Wars, I will say.
The only one who's not going to hell is probably Octavia.
You don't know that.
You're right.
All right, come to hell with me, little German boy. Oh my god.
My god.
No,
Oh
German
mein
boy.
Gott, this eine Afterlife is full of suffering. Damn it.
Well, friend dog.
Yeah.
Scuffed it.
Yeah, you're doing
Scuffed
good.
it.
Suffering smoking. Is that anything?
Sure.
No.
I laughed.
No.
I was
You-
muted. I
Yeah.
laughed.
That's
Find yourself cold. Feel growths grab around your feet, your arms, your waist, and then your neck. And you see two hands. Both right hands grab your eyes and pull your head back gently. Find yourself in a void. The most popular map in World of Null. We've been watching you for quite some time. We are fans of your work. Young Vincent. Feel a hand trace your shoulder.
Who are you?
We have many names. We are spectators of misfortune, arbiters of the very thing you value, the body. One second, this is who you see first. Trailing the hand, the gray-skinned male figure with, and you notice on his hands there are mouths. Most of his body coated in cracks, burns and scars. Long white hair, ending in a toothy maw. Wearing nothing but some simple robe adornments. It is such a pleasure to. We have enjoyed your story from beyond. We have been watching young Vincent as he trails you. Shift. We have been enjoying your story. See, they have shifted into a female. Still hands with the mouths in the inside of the palm. White robes with hive patterns throughout, and you swear you hear chittering, squelching, and crackling of material from within each hole. The same light gold adornments and halo body. You wallow in our specialty. Child born of rot, the decaying love of a mother.
How do you?
One that deals so well with the materials of the we have been watching for oh so long.
Why me?
Isn't it obvious? You are specialty. Any that is born rot, decay, violent, madness, that is our home. And those are the ones we search for. And you watch as the female, as the woman, she moves towards the man and slowly makes her way up, jumping into his arms almost, wrapping her legs around. You watch as her legs fuse with his waist, her hands resting on his shoulder merge in, her stomach merges with his chest. Allow us to introduce ourselves. Token there. We are Udbrin, god of rot and decay. And you, just to us.
I don't understand.
Mhm. Most do not. But we watch over, sing, bite of misfortune that even traces into our doom. Your work pleases us.
What part of my work?
You know the best uses of the body. But there is more that you can make the body better. Some call it blasphemy. Some call it dark, deadly. But it is misunderstood. And the arm of Ubris leans up, like the male version, leans up towards you, one finger near pointing at your chin. Exactly. We too were misunderstood and punished for it.
Vincent just. He looks to where his cheek was burned. Yeah. I understand that.
The fires of hatred always try to drown out the light. And you are fighting something quite deadly.
Yes,
Their bodies disconnect again. You fight against our enemy, the godless god of death and deceit. We would aid you in yours. This is the only grace we shall give. Only because of you. Both of them say that in unison and point at you.
whatever grace you have, I'll take it. My life, as you probably know, has been threaded with many misfortunes. I take whatever I can get and get back up. Adapt or die. Keep going forward.
That
Embrace your shed.
is what we love about you. There is much in your path. Female Ubers traces your body, finger around the symbiote, and it melts the ground.
What happened to it?
Like many things, decay, rot. You will not need them. What we will give you instead is far more valuable.
What is
We will give you a multitude of. We know where you head next. The corpse of a dead kin, Havoc. There is much you can learn from its body. All you need to do is reach out, take it. We also know more of what you see. Knowledge that you think partly possible is possible. And we will gift it to you in time. And there is one you should watch closely. They who are a shard of your lost love. They will need your guidance. Already they deal in the tragedy of a life not lived, of a life that was not theirs. How fate works in such nonsensical way.
the ultimate barrier for progress?
And what we can gift you will bypass all the locks needed. All we ask are a few simple tasks.
Tell me what they are, please.
First, take from the dead god and plant the first of our seeds there, so that we may reunite with our father. And hands you a small black bead. Kind of like the best thing I could describe for you. Almost entirely like the hex core, like the wild rune, but in a small black greenish bead. Second, upon your homecoming in the wastes of mechanical action, plant our second seed. We may strike retribution, the ignorant, and they will need you to save them. And the male Udbris hands you a second one. And the third task is not an easy one, but one you will learn in time. But we have such a decadent gift for you. We wish for you to become what you were always born to be. A priest, doctor, prophet maybe? No, a herald. Yes. And they kind of ooze up again and merge in front of you and look at you with such hungry eyes. You don't know if it's lust, violence, or ill intent. You will be our herald of decay. Both of them hold out their hands and slit their wrists open, and they spread open. No blood. It just opens up the skin. And I am so sorry, hold on everybody, onto your stomachs, weirdness. And you see dozens of hive-like holes. And, like, the best thing I can use as a reference here is the wild rune contamination from Arcane. In that darkly, sickly green color. Like in, like, show. Like, you know, Jace's wound? Just that. There you go. It shall drink of the blood and achieve knowledge, power, mastery. And this liquid, this ichor, just flows into their cupped hands like a bowl. And they hold it out to you.
Vincent holds it gently in his hand. What they're promising is something that he's wanted for so long. A knowledge. But there are some things he's unsure of. Stuff that makes his eyes dart side to side as he thinks. I'm not sure if I understand everything yet.
You will when you drink.
What's gonna happen to me when I do?
You will evolve. You will become something different. One of prestige. So, it is my job as the DM to give you the above board stuff here. So, your entire existence has been ogled and enjoyed by Udbris, the god of rot and decay, the deadliest of the Dark Pantheon and the most evil. They sympathize only with the underdogs and those who have suffered like they have. They offer you as a gift. Firstly, they offer you a prestige race, which is slowly going to come out here and there throughout the games. This is a new term I'm working with. Koi, for example, is the first prestige race player in Null as the Phoenix-born. And what you have the chance to become is the Rotborn. Your appearance would be mostly the same. However, things will get a little, interesting with your body. And you would gain some new ability that you would be able to tap into a small number of times, like up to your proficiency bonus a day. Such as the ability to spread decay, either in an attack, a spell attack, or an AoE effect that deals damage and has some other fun debuffs. They also offer a few more things as your story will go, such as rot spells. And in exchange, they will give you what you need, because you will be doing for them the service of being their herald across the multiverse. As they see that you understand all too well the fires of hatred, the power, progress, and science, and more. And it is essentially a minor boon in this, unlocking this prestige race and a few other things down the road, should you want them as well. Some of these are optional things, and you get to choose between one or the other. So there's quite a lot to think about regarding this.
And that's what Vincent's thinking. Because he does want to be a healer, but also Ron Decay is pretty opposite to what he wants. He doesn't know how both benefit him at the same time.
You might know above board the miracles of what corpses can grant science. But Vincent might not know that yet. Viruses, antidotes.
I mean, Vincent, he's experimented, he knows. Just gotta put the puzzle pieces together in his head.
They look at you. Vince.
Sure, you know what I want more than anything. I'm not the kind of man to turn something like this down.
We know.
There's a lot to take in first, but believe me, I'm just going through the scenarios in my head. I'm wondering how we benefit each other.
You know what symbiosis is. Looks at the puddle of ooze at your feet. And this is also something I forgot to mention. You would be getting a new item to replace your symbiote. Something more rot and herald-like.
If I take this, would I gain the knowledge to understand how both of us benefit from this?
Yeah. We are many things, but we are not liars. That is why we are here. We are honest with what we want. And that is not always good.
Never been given an option like this. Option that's gonna break all barriers. Where I can see the untangible goals that I've set for myself finally feel like there's a small sliver of a chance for it to come true. Something I can't pass up. No, I've always been good at splits and decisions. I'll do what I must for our end goal. Defeat death. To defeat tragedy. And you promise we'll achieve both of those things?
Yeah. All it takes is time, which you will have.
Time. Something many humans don't have.
But you will know. Be human.
What is the point of me holding on to humanity anymore anyway?
Just remember, it is what made you. But it is not.
What people need is someone to help them. Someone to believe in them. I can't do that with a lifespan shorter than 80 years. Gods know that.
Why have 80 when you can have forever?
Enough time to study infinitely. Enough time to try as many times. Enough time to finally see the end. The beginning of something new. I'm not passing this up. I can't. As Vincent holds up the bowl.
You drink
And just
from
now-
their hands.
Yeah.
Tasty.
Finally, I have one. Oh, this is great. Oh, as you drink it, your body wraps itself. Your clothes burn from you, eroding rapidly, as if decaying within decades in seconds. You look at your skin, your scarred body, traces of your progress, and you watch as even that begins to wilt. Your skin rapidly aging, blackening, fraying to a tone almost like theirs. Where your veins would be underneath the skin, you see the vibrant, eerie coating of decay underneath, like what we've referenced. Your fingers get just a slight bit longer and gaunter. Your body just gives in. Your hair grows long, graying, whitening, almost calcifying in parts. And you feel the burn, the brand you have carried for so long on your face fill in with the rot and retexture itself more as a pattern, not a brand. And you feel another on the other side cheek. And you have evolved into the Herald of Decay. And you feel these curved, crooked horns spiral out of your head, almost like a crown. And that's where we're going to pick up next time. Oh boy, we're going to have to cook some stuff, Vincent. We're going to have to cook a design for you. Oh boy.
Just as I was sketching Vincent in my CSP as well.
Like I said, oh boy, how do we get 2 victors in one campaign? Slaps hands together.
I mean, Vincent was already a victor reference.
Look, now you're just even deeper into it. I will be working on your prestige race. I've had it in the wings for a little bit, but I'll be working on the Rotborn, and your stuff will change there. We'll also go over any of the other nitty-gritty details of like what you can pursue down the path. Also as an option. So, yeah, very, very fun stuff down the road. I am pleased as punch.
That was
I
a good
heard your
section.
laugh.
It's fun.
This is chaotic as hell.
My goat Udbris has arrived.
Yep, Udbris is dope. The most evil god of the pantheon of Knoll. Like legitimately, because they are very nefarious like this. Like they're definitely evil, and that is for good reason.
They're my favorite.
They are fun. I love them a lot. But yeah, we'll pick up there in 2 weeks. We'll try and get some stuff cooked. Yeah.
Red flags, what are those?
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and raid a good old goated streamer that's playing Marvel Rivals right now, which is what I'm gonna do right after this. So we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.